Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Wednesday, August the 20th. We're here to look at the new releases that are published in mysteries and crime fiction. Sorry, my hair is tickling my face. We're looking at the dark side. We're looking at mysteries and thrillers, crime fiction and thrillers. Quick announcements. I don't have any sprints tonight. I don't do them on Wednesday nights. Our next sprints are tomorrow night, Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. We do every Tuesday and Thursday evenings and Saturday afternoons. Good morning, Elena. How you doing? She says, I'm good. This Friday, I'm going to the library book sale and to Starbucks with my mama, and then I will buy lots of books and getting some new books. Wow, that sounds like a fabulous day. Mary says, good morning. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Overcast here again today. Shades of Aaron, I guess. Oh, could be for sure. Looks like it's mostly going to go east of landfall, but there will still be effects, it looks like, of course, because it's a big one. It's going to be hot here again. Yesterday was 103. Going to be 99 here today, which is 100. No matter what you call it. So we are still having summer. And I have to tell myself, when it's 0 degrees and you're cold, you want it to be this warm. All right. Crime fiction and thrillers. Murder by the Book by Amy Schomburg. Near a small college campus, a student is found strangled in an abandoned barn on the outskirts of town. She's been posed to look like a painting of Ophelia from Shakespeare's Hamlet, the scene taunting the police with a message they don't understand. Detective Ian Carter is known as a straight-laced cop, but seeing the girl's body leaves him shaken and uncertain of where to turn, until a chance meeting with a charmingly awkward literature professor ends with her accidentally seeing and solving a clue left by the killer. Excuse me. Professor Emma Riley knows that the book she loves might hold the key to unraveling the killer's crimes, now that a second murder has been discovered, with the victim posed as the Lady of Shalott this time. However, when the murderer strikes too close to home and kills a third student, one from Emma's classes, she realizes that the safety of her insular life might be nothing more than an illusion. She must find the strength to confront a killer who is turning the stories she loves into lurid scenes of death. All right. Sorry, got a tickle in my throat. Mary says, up to 85 today here. I tell myself the same thing, but it really doesn't work too well for me. Yeah, hot is hot, and I don't like it. I am the same way. I am so not a hot weather person. A Lady's Dangerous Secrets by Hazel Haas, first in the Scandalous Secrets series. Lady Charlotte Tipton has a dangerous secret. After the incident, she finds herself in London, a reluctant debutante vying for a titled husband as if her life depends on it, because it does. Luckily, her aunt knows just the man, an older duke in need of an heir. Unluckily, no matter what Charlotte does, her thoughts are consumed by the dashing stranger she met at a ball without a title to his name, Captain James Hughes. James detests the tomb, but he is stuck in London seeking the widow who murdered his man of business. The only way his sole aristocratic friend will aid him is if he tends the events of the season. Much to his dismay, the one woman continues to catch his eye, Lady Charlotte Tipton. Danger follows Charlotte, and James always seems to be there at just the right time. Plus, an undeniable attraction has blossomed between them. Given the choice between practicality and her heart, one matter remains. How will Charlotte save herself? The Story That Wouldn't Die, second in the Jolene Garcia Mysteries series by Christina Estes. I like the cover of the Haas book. Yeah, me too. I'm intrigued by that one. I will check it out further. Phoenix, Arizona TV reporter Jolene Garcia is fresh off winning her first Emmy and committed to covering stories that matter to her community, but Jolene's managers want stories that grab immediate attention and generate clicks, not ones that take time to develop. When a beloved small business owner dies in a car crash, Jolene isn't convinced it was an accident. He'd been raising questions about who keeps getting lucrative deals at City Hall, questions that powerful people don't want answered. The deeper Jolene digs, the more suspicious things she uncovers. Exposing greed, ambition, and deception could become the biggest story of Jolene's career. Her bosses tell her to drop it, but there's a story here, and Jolene's going to find it. Okay. The Once and Future Me by Melissa Pace. Virginia, 1954. When a woman wakes on a patient transport bus arriving at Hanover State Psychiatric Hospital, she remembers nothing of her life before that moment, none of the dark things she must have seen and done that forged her into the skillful and cunning fighter she is. Doctors tell her she's Dorothy Fraser, a paranoid schizophrenic committed for her violent delusions. She's certain they're wrong, until disturbing visions of a dystopian future in which frantic scientists urge her to complete the mission and save mankind begin to invade her reality. Believing it's Hanover causing the hallucinations, she tells no one and focuses only on escaping until there's a visitor. A man whose loving face and touch she remembers, a man who knows all about her visions because he spent years helping her cope with them. Her husband, Paul Fraser. Now she's sure of nothing, caught between two realities. Believe in the future and she might save the world. Believe in her husband and doctors' plans for her treatment, she might save herself. She needs answers, but to get them, she'll have to harness the darkness inside her as she risks her freedom, her mind, and ultimately her life in a heart-stopping quest for the truth. And row one. Not a whole lot today. This week has been pretty anti-mystery. Next week, I was noticing a lot more back to normal, but this week, weirdly, not a whole lot. The Manipulator by Dan Bazzetta, first in the Tom Bertie series. Thomas Burt, we'll just say Burt, a Harvard-educated attorney at the peak of his career with a corporate law firm, is catapulted into the legal battle of a lifetime when the U.S. Attorney General offers him the position of Deputy Attorney General. Though a testament to his meteoric rise in the legal field, this career jump seems too good to be true. Accepting the role, Tom is charged with a daunting task: bring down Cosimo Nino Benedetto, the enigmatic, oh, we haven't had that drinking game in a while. Drinking game. Leader of an international crime syndicate. But as he digs deeper into his new responsibilities at the Department of Justice, Tom uncovers a disturbing connection between his former law firm, a bastion of his past achievements, and the very underworld empire he's determined to dismantle. Blackmailed into betraying his principles, Tom is forced to question the foundations of his career and the legal system he has sworn to uphold. The chase for Benedetto becomes a personal crusade, challenging Tom's intellect, ethics, and resolve. This mission, fraught with life-threatening risks and shadowy adversaries, becomes not just a professional endeavor, but a pivotal moment of reckoning. Now that we're not doing romance and fantasy and science fiction, I wonder if this week has a whole bunch more of those instead of a whole bunch of the mysteries. Nice big mug for your drinking game. Absolutely. I can put, let's see, to 22 ounces of coffee and a good healthy blob of almond milk, no, coconut milk in there, and gets me through. Thank you for noticing. One Dark Night by Hannah Richel. On Halloween, a group of teenage students meet in the woods near Sally in the Wood, a road steeped in local lore and rumored to be haunted by the ghost of a murdered girl. By the end of the night, one student will be dead. Rachel, the school guidance counselor, is trying to keep a handle on her increasingly distant teenage daughter, Ellie, while students and parents panic and mourn. Her ex-husband and Detective Ben, dealing with a personal crisis of his own, has concerns about his daughter's safety as he investigates the death. Meanwhile, Ellie is keeping secrets from both her parents, including one about where she was that night. Told from multiple perspectives, it says. White-knuckled and suspenseful thriller about urban legends, privilege, and how the past continues to haunt us. Leverage by Amran Gawani. Ali Al-Jafar is a rising star at notorious hedge fund Prism Capital, but fortunes change fast on Wall Street. When his biggest investment goes up in smoke, Al loses $300 million and his fragile sense of self-worth in a single afternoon. He's certain he'll be fired, but Prism's obscenely rich and politically connected founder isn't that merciful. Instead, he gives Al an impossible ultimatum: recover the lost money in 3 months or become the fall guy for the government's insider trading investigation into the firm. Desperate and depressed, Al turns to high finance's dark side, where he battles backstabbing coworkers and cutthroat competitors and digs himself into an even deeper hole. Shocking, actually. As the clock winds down and the pressure mounts, Al's mental health deteriorates. To survive, he'll have to outfox one of the world's most powerful men and decide if he values the dearest asset of all, himself. Yeah, or you could go to police/government help and say, look, this is what's happening here. It's probably bad. I will be your inside person and we can bring this down. That's just me. Joy Moody is Out of Time by Karen Main. Strange things are happening behind the bright pink facade of Bayside's premier laundromat, Joyful Suds, home to Joy Moody and her twin daughters. For much of their lives, Joy has been lying to Cassie and Andy. What started as a colorful tale to explain how the twins came to live with her grew over the years and was always something she meant to set straight. Joy really did think she had more time. Worse still, Joy is struggling to define the truth from the lies. The girls have long believed they are vital to the future and must stay hidden to stay safe. Joy has told them that their impending 21st birthday is significant. They will step into their roles as leaders of a revolution, and life as they know it will change. Joy was right. Everything will change, just not in the way they expected. On Andy and Cassie's birthday, Joy Moody is found dead, and her girls face a world they are not prepared for without their mother. Joy Moody is out of time in more ways than one. That sounds creepy. End of that road. Sulari Gentile, I never know how to say that last name, has a new one. I have read one of hers before. This is called Five Found Dead. On a train, there are only so many places to hide. ... Crime fiction author Joe Penvale has won the most brutal battle of his life. Now that he has finished his intense medical treatment, he and his twin sister Meredith are boarding the glorious Orient Express in Paris, hoping for some much-needed rest and rejuvenation. Meredith also hopes that the literary ghosts on the train will nudge Joe's muse awake, and he'll be inspired to write again. And he is. After their first evening spent getting to know some of their fellow travelers, Joe pulls out his laptop and opens a new document. Seems like this trip is just what the doctor ordered. And then some. The next morning, Joe and Meredith are shocked to witness that the cabin next door has become a crime scene, bathed in blood, with no body in sight. The pair soon find themselves caught up in an Agatha Christie-esque murder investigation. Without any help from the authorities, and with the victim still not found, Joe and Meredith are asked to join a group of fellow passengers with law enforcement backgrounds to look into the mysterious disappearance of the man in cabin 16G. But when the steward guarding the crime scene is murdered, it marks the beginning of a killing spree which leaves 5 found dead and 1 still missing. Now Joe and Meredith must fight once again to preserve their newfound future and to catch a cunning killer before they reach the end of the line. That might be suitably, not quite gothic-y, but it does kind of have a fall feel, doesn't it? Mary says maybe they're gearing up for Christmas trade. Aren't September, October busy months for publishing? I seem to remember that from the deep, dark past. In mysteries, yes, but also the biggest mystery convention of the year, BoucherCon, is in either September or October, depending on which city chooses what date. And so I think a lot of the mystery publishers aim for that buying crowd as well. I know I have a ton in September, a ton. I have at least 5, and they total over 3,000 pages that I am anticipating in September. There's a new Dan Brown, a new Robert Galbraith, a new J.D. Robb, a new Andrea Penrose, and a new Sherry Thomas for me. But you are right. And Helen says, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Helen. Close Call by Elise Hart Kipnis, 3rd in the Kate Green series. With a hard one, hey. Oh, it is the same, but my gosh, we're having a deja vu with a hard-won Emmy. With a hard-won Emmy now gracing her mantle, sports reporter and former Olympian Kate Green turns her energy to the action unfolding in Flushing Meadows. Working on a feature for her weekly TV show, she spotlights 2 of today's biggest female tennis stars, the sunny up-and-comer and the brash veteran. But the project goes sideways when one turns up missing. Following an interview with Kate, one player receives a sinister text with a disturbing photo of the other woman bound and gagged. Kate calls on her estranged father, an NYPD detective, for help in launching a search. Although wary he's hiding something, she's not sure where else to turn. Their investigation leads to the victim's hometown and a growing list of suspects. The kidnapper threatens to spill secrets that could destroy lives. Tangled up in a deadly web of deceit, Kate races to connect the dots and find the missing player before it's too late. Find the player. Minka Kent has a new one. This is called Circle of Strangers, 2nd in the Dangerous Strangers thrillers. It says, Camille and Will Prescott have relocated from San Diego to Phoenix for a fresh start in a quiet, gated community. After the traumas, Camille's marriage survived. It's just the sanctuary she needs. As for her new neighbors, there's Sozie, seemingly well-intentioned, if not for her invasive meddling and her desperate overtures to make a friend, and Mara and Oscar, an unstable couple around whom troubling rumors swirl. Patiently listening to Sozie's gossip and watching Mara and Oscar ever so closely has become something of a hobby for Camille, but while she obsesses about the cracks in everyone else's lives, she begins to see the cracks in her own. And when a monster from her past reaches out to reconnect, it's all Camille can do not to snap. Then one day she finds a dead body in her garage lying in a pool of blood. Camille is about to discover what's really going on behind the closed doors of this cozy cul-de-sac, and the worst is yet to come. That is all we have. Marie says, sounds like I will have a busy reading fall. Sounds wonderful. Isn't that a good problem to have? Yes, indeed. Plus, September is Spy versus Spy readathon that I do. Mary says, hi, Helen. So that is it. I think I might check out a couple for, read the samples. That one by Haas, historical. I'll see that one, A Lady's Dangerous Secret. And I will check out Five Found Dead for its callback to Agatha Christie. All right. Well, our next morning show is on Friday morning, not tomorrow morning, but Friday morning. And that is when we usually do the rest of the cozy mysteries, but we got through them all on Monday, and we got through all of these today. So I will scour to see if there's any that have shown up since last I looked on Sunday. But otherwise, I might just look at anything else in other genres that catch my attention or sound interesting. So I don't know. Well, it will be definitely Freeform Friday on Friday. Mary says the Haas book sounded good. Sounded to me good to me too. Yes, yes. So hope you guys have a very good Wednesday. Stay cool, stay safe, read good books. Mary says, hope everyone has a great day, and thanks so much. Absolutely. It's good to see you, Mary. It's good to see Helen. It's good to see Elena. And it's good to know Cajun is listening in. All right. Thank you guys so much. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom nom. Have a good day. God bless.